One. Good morning, my awesome friends and followers of the channel. And my members. Can't forget my members. They keep things going in the right direction. Yes. Well, thank you for your support. Today is Remembrance Day. It's the 11th of November. And I'm going to attend my local church again. Yes. Stay away from all the nonsense. All the circus that is. Yeah. Takes you many years, you know. Takes you many years to be able to come to terms with what suits you. What benefits you. How should you show respect in your way? You don't have to go to the big places to be seen to do the right thing in front of the right people for ticks in the box and for clout. You don't need that nonsense. A lot of people still do it. A lot of people still think they need to be seen. You don't need to be seen. Just do what makes you happy. There's too many people out there trying to put stops to you. And listen, as I said, I'm 50 next year. It's time to relax. Stop joining in on the circus and the pageantry and all the rest of the nonsense that goes along. You don't need to do it. Yeah, you don't need to do it. Yesterday, I never actually seen a single veteran. Can you believe that? Check that out. Remembrance Sunday, I never seen a single veteran. I went and stood with my neighbours, and it's probably the best Remembrance Day I've ever had, actually. There was no nonsense. There was no comparing of medals. There was no war stories. It was just nice. And I had a little cup of coffee. That was it. That's all you needed. I think I'll do that next year as well. You don't need alcohol. Yesterday was the first time in 30 years I never had a drink of alcohol on Remembrance Day. Didn't do it. Didn't need to do it. Didn't feel as if I was pressured into do it. Didn't have all the bongs and the ties and everything around me. I never had any of it. And it was wonderful, actually. Yeah. It actually was probably the best Remembrance Day I've ever had, without feeling as if I had to be on show or needed for photographs. It was really, really good. Yeah. And I came back in, and my parents told me about and different people told me what happened on TV. I don't watch TV either. I refuse to pay for a TV license, so I don't watch any of the nonsense. Maybe that's why my mind's free at the minute and I do propaganda. Yeah. But it was really nice to see the King, the Prince of Wales, the Princess of Wales, all there. Yeah. It was nice to see them at the Cenotaph, wasn't it? Do you know what wasn't nice to watch, though? Do you know what wasn't nice to watch at the Cenotaph? The leader of the Scottish Nationalist Party. Now listen, I know the SNP want to break away from the UK. They've tried it several times. And every time they've tried it, the leader that they've picked has been financially corrupt. They've been investigated. They have hidden money, they've put money away, they haven't invested in Scottish people, they've manipulated the Scottish people. So the SNP for me are a little bit like a fraudulent party, in my opinion. But you know what? On Remembrance Sunday at the Cenotaph, the leader of the SNP refused to even acknowledge the national anthem. Now, you can do that in your own bigotry back in Scotland. You can do that with your own party in your own parliament. But you were at the Cenotaph, Stephen. Stephen, you were at the Cenotaph. You were representing your country. You were representing all the fallen Scottish men and women throughout all the wars. You were representing them. You weren't representing yourself in your own sick, narcissistic way. You were there to represent the falling Scottish men and women, and you turned your back on them. You're a fucking disgrace. And I hope the SNP remove you, because you weren't there to represent the SNP. You were there on behalf of the SNP to represent the people of Scotland. And you were a joke. You were a joke. You can take it any way you want, people. Honestly, take it the way it's meant to be said. Yeah, that's the best way. And Wrexham. Yeah, old Ryan Reynolds owns Wrexham, doesn't he? Old Ryan Reynolds, a movie star, owns Wrexham. Wrexham football player. What was his name? James McLean. Refused to wear a poppy. You can refuse to wear a poppy if you want. It's But here's what I'm going to say. You're playing for a football team that pays your wages, and on that top is a poppy, and you're refusing to wear a top of that football team, Wrexham. But you will take the money with the Queen, or should I say the Queen and the King's head on it. Hypocrites. Complete hypocrites. I hope Wrexham sacks you, because not only did you refuse to wear the top with a poppy on it, you then posted online that British soldiers were terrorists. Ryan Reynolds, get rid of that twat. What type? Children are meant to look up and aspire to players and to sports stars. What type of a child's going to aspire to be that scumbag that plays for Wrexham? Every year it's the same shit from the same shitty footballers. Do you know what? These footballers would toe the line if they were told, if you don't wear a top, you don't get paid. It's quite simple. Start telling people, because you know what? Here's the thing, people. That football top with a poppy on it, that's his uniform for work. That's his uniform for work. And if he's refusing to wear it for work, then just sack him. That's what I would do. It's about time people grew a set of bollocks and started calling people out for their nonsense. I don't care what your beliefs are off the football pitch. Do what you want. But when you're on the football pitch, you've signed a contract and you do as you're told. You do not bring your political beliefs into your workspace. Other players should refuse to play with them for being an arsehole. That's what I would do anyway. Yeah. And what else is happening? The Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner. Do you know what she's doing, people? Do you know what she's doing? Right, let me point this out. Angela Rayner used the Help to Buy scheme to buy her property. But she now wants to take away that scheme so other people can't have the same benefits as she had. There we go. Typical, isn't it? Labour Party. What a scummy party. Wow, I thought the Tories were bad. Wow. Oh. Shocking behaviour. Yep. Our Prime Minister is going to hold crunch talks in France with Emmanuel Macron, the French president, because they're panicking because President-elect Trump's going to come in and how are we going to support Ukraine? Here's an idea. Why not do what President-elect Trump wants to do and actually send in peace and sit down for talks? Bring the two presidents to a table, which no one's done yet. Not a single person in the world has managed to bring in Putin and to bring in Zelensky to the same room to have a chat. No one. But Donald Trump wants to do it. Oh, I can see senators' bank accounts starting to dry up going, what are we going to do with the funding? Well, we're making money from this. Every nation's making money from it. They are. They're making it. Yeah, we're getting rid of our old shitty military stockpile weapons by letting the Ukrainians fire them off at the Russians. And then we're getting more up-to-date military contracts through defence contractors to upgrade our own weapon systems. So, the Ukraine and Russia war benefits us all. We're able to upgrade our weapon systems and get more budget. Be able to, increase our defence budget. So, we've all got benefits. We've all got benefits. Forget about the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that's died. Shocking. Really is. And well done to all those, and I don't understand this. Over 2,500 service personnel was in London yesterday collecting money for the Royal British Legion. Now, I remember years ago, and this is a fact, I remember years ago whenever I used to be a patron of Veterans in Action, and I went to see my colonel, and I asked, could I do something to raise money for Veterans in Action? And I was told no, it wasn't one of their recognised charities. Isn't it? Yep. Charity begins at home. Do you know what? In 2025, I actually might do a petition to make sure that charities pay the right amount of taxes. Because I am sick to death of charities. I mean, I walk down my own high street and there's about six charity shops, and none of them are paying ground rent, all getting subsidies while all the other shopkeepers' rents are through the roof. No wonder shops are closing down, because shops don't get cut prices. Shops don't get help from councils. No, they don't. Only charities do. Charities should be paying tax. The minute you start employing people, the Royal British Legion should pay tax. Massive tax. They should have a tax bill every year. Massive tax. And maybe that's something that I will try and implement in 2025 to make sure these charities do pay tax like ordinary people. Because some of these charities are so big, They're businesses. Corporates, they're businesses. They need to pay their fair amount of tax. Do you know that in London yesterday alone, just in London yesterday alone, 1,285,000 pounds raised. 70 different locations selling poppies. That's a lot of money. Doesn't even cover their staff wages bill though, does it? Yeah. Maybe charities should start paying volunteers. Maybe volunteers should be a thing of the past. Maybe if you're willing to stand out in the rain, hail and snow to collect for a charity, you should be on a minimum wage. Maybe that's something that should be implemented. Yeah, stop exploiting good people. Yeah, we'll look at that anyway. We'll look at that in the new year. Yeah. Lots of things to look at in the new year. Wow. Hair's a bit of a mess this morning, even though I've brushed it. I have brushed it, but there we go. Well, listen, people, thank you for your support. Thank you for sticking with the truth and honesty. Sometimes you don't want to hear the things I say. That's fair enough. This is my rant. You know what I mean? Yeah. Christmas around the corner. Tree's going to go up in a couple of weeks' time, actually. Looking forward to that. Lift the spirits around the home. Yeah. You gotta do, yeah. Windows need cleaned. On the inside, actually, not the outside. I need to repot my 3 plants. I think they're grown. The plants have got too big for the pots. Need to do that this week as well. Well. Yeah. Listen, Christmas is around the corner. It's quite cheap on Amazon. A good stocking filler. And look at that face. It's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, listen, have a wonderful day, everyone. Yeah. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. Okay, take care.